Let's just get into what you need to do when he's yet to make it official and you're trying to understand the direction you guys are going in. So, off the rip, you need to first have the talk with him. Now, that may seem like self explanatory, or some of you might be like, of course, but here's the reality. A lot of women are very hesitant or overly cautious about asking questions like, what are we? What are we doing here? Either fearing that it's too soon to ask that question or that they may scare the man away. Whatever the case may be, the conversation is never really had. And instead, it's danced around. There's hints that may be dropped, but there isn't a very direct, straightforward discussion about it. And so, as a woman, you have to understand you operating in a lack of clarity is only going to create more issues. If you have to suppress how you feel or the questions that you want to ask, number one, you have to ask yourself, if I am not comfortable enough to speak to this man, is this an issue of my own fears, or has this man not created a safe space for me to communicate with him? Because if not, that's another issue in itself. However, let's just say it's about your own fears and you're not sure how he's going to react to it, whatever the case may be. Well, either way, if you suppress it, what's going to happen is it's going to stress you out. It's going to start to weigh heavily on you. It's going to drain you. You may start to ask the opinions of other people, trying to get help with analyzing his behaviors. And he said this, what does this mean? And all you're doing is driving yourself crazy. And you're not really getting any real answers, because all anyone can do is speculate. All they can do is assume, but they don't know for sure what's going on with this man. Now, some of you will just cut the man off, say, I'm done, I can't deal with this. But that's not the right thing neither. Because again, it's unfair to just walk away if you haven't properly addressed the issue. The other thing to understand is, in suppressing it, it's not just going to cause all this stress and anxiousness and tension. What's crazy is, I've seen situations, for example, where a woman is dating a man, let's say they're 8 months in, and there's still no defined clarity as to what we are doing here, right? And let's say at the 3 month mark, she was already feeling antsy about the situation, but she was afraid to talk about it. So she kept trying to just sweep it under the rug, deal with the man. Now, after 5 months of it bothering her and it coming out in different ways, because when you're suppressing something, trust and believe, it's trying to make its way out. And if you're not going to verbalize things, it's going to show up in your energy, your attitude. There might be days where you're just annoyed by him, and it's not really about what's going on in that moment. You're annoyed because you're not getting the clarity that you need, and you're uncomfortable with the fact that he is not defining the relationship, right? So let's say finally the woman, after month 8, finally brings it up. She can't hold it anymore, lets it out. And the dude's like, well, I'm not sure if I want to move forward because for the last few months, you've been acting crazy. Do you see what just happened? You suppressing it, which then causes you to act out or to carry this negative energy, this tension, whatever, is now used against you as a reason why he's not sure if he wants to move forward with you. So it does you no good to not have the conversation with the man. And what you have to understand is, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So coming to him, interrogating, or coming to him with an attitude, asking him, what are we doing here? That's not going to get you a good result. But speaking calmly, with love, being open-minded, and when I say open-minded, allowing yourself to listen, to understand where he's coming from, doesn't mean you have to accept it, don't mean you have to keep dealing with him, but you're just coming in with the right energy to have a fruitful conversation, right? That's what matters most. And the sooner you can do it, the better, because the man who is serious about you is not going to take issue with you asking that question. At the very least, it's not going to make him run. Even if he thinks it's a little soon for him, let's say he genuinely feels that way, right? Let's say, for example, it's been 2 months. To you, you feel like we've been doing so much in these 2 months, and for him, he needs another month or so. Either way, he's not going to not take issue with you asking if he actually cares about you. And he probably doesn't need that long to figure out if he wants to be in a relationship with you. Because here's the other thing. men typically know right away if at the very least there is potential for something serious here. They've typically already put you in a box of whether I just want to kick it with her, I just want to sleep with her, she could be a potential girlfriend, this woman could be a potential wife. He has some kind of idea. And if we're being honest, when there's a lot of uncertainty, that usually means where it's like he's trying to convince himself that maybe this could be more, but it's not really, the feeling is not strong enough for him to be confident about that, which is a red flag in itself. But we won't get too deep into that. The bottom line is, if he hasn't made it official yet, and you're wondering and you're stressing, whatever, have the discussion with him and let's nip it in the bud and gain the clarity that we need right now. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. Relationships are the key to a successful life. But there's 5 areas that we have to be mindful of when it comes to relationships. There's relationship with God, relationship with ourselves, relationship with family and friends,